Welcome to the Dysfunction Junkies podcast. We may not have seen it all, but we've seen enough. And now, here are your hosts, Chrissy and Kerry.
Hello, Junkies. I'm Kerry.
And I'm Chrissy.
Alrighty. We got stuff to dive in today.
Let's do it.
But apparently I was having, I don't know, what do you call it? Issues when I was doing my show notes, because we're going to talk about the marathon. But in my show notes, I put marathon.
Yeah, we were really excited about this new thing that we're doing here, marathons.
So, we'll get into that here in a second. But, you know, Friday we had our Flashback Friday episode, and we revisited New Year's. Our New Year's episode, we were talking about that. And then a few episodes later, we talked about New Year's resolutions, things like that. I wanted us to address my big New Year's resolution of this year and kind of what the status of that is.
Okay.
Do you remember what my New Year's resolution was that I made this grand announcement?
You did.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful, and it sounded exciting for anybody who wasn't me. And it was kind of awesome in the sense that it had a lot to do with how we sort of became friendly.
So my resolution was I wanted to run the Erie Marathon.
Right.
Which was on September 7th. But, you know, it didn't happen.
Life happens.
Life happened.
And sometimes when life happens, the things we want don't necessarily pan out.
So I've really struggled with this. I've really struggled with this, which is why I thought it would be good to do an episode on this today. Obviously, if you've been listening to the podcast, you know that kind of had a little bit of a rough year.
Yes, you have.
So, you know, back when I made this epiphany of an announcement, and honestly, up until about a month ago, I was still going to do it. I was going to drag my ass across that line. I didn't care how painful it was. I didn't care if it would take me 8 hours. I was going to do it. But then I realized about mid-August, like, Kerry, you got to stop. This is not good. But, you know, the beginning of the year, we had horrible weather.
Right.
And I don't like to run in the cold. I'm a fair weather runner. But I was trying in the gym, and I was trying it, and I thought, okay, but I'll get out there when, you know, April, May comes. Well, then, you know, there was that thing, you know, my mom died.
Yeah.
So
that,
not to make light of it, but it's the only way I can get through this conversation is to kind of make light of it. So mom passed away, and that really, you know, caused some problems. And then I was having some shoulder issues. And I know everyone's like, what does your shoulder have to do with running? Well, you'd be surprised how much your shoulder affects you when you're running.
Well, yeah, your whole body has to do something.
Right.
It's not like you're leaving anything out.
Right.
You're running, for God's sake.
I know. During that past week, the last week with my mom, I had torn some muscles in my shoulder while I was taking care of her. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, okay, let's just get time to heal and everything. And then once she passed, I thought, okay, it's summertime. I'll be able to get back into it. Well, then like we talked about, I don't know, was it 1 or 2 episodes ago, grief hit ya like a freight train.
Oh, yeah.
And it was debilitating. I just couldn't, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get through. I would come home from work. I'd go to bed. I'd sleep for a couple hours. I'd get up. I mean, I was barely functioning. I was that depressed and that just not in a good space. So then August came, and here's me like, oh, I got a month. I can do this. I can get ready for a 26.2 mile run when I've barely run a 5K. And then I went and saw the surgeon about my shoulder, and they said, no, you got a lot going on in here. Mm-hmm. We need to cut some bone. We need to do this. We need to fix this shoulder. And I was still trying to go to the gym, and I was trying to like work around everything. And they're finally like, you just need to stop until you have this shoulder surgery. So I'm having that shoulder surgery next week. But in the meantime, I finally had to say, you know, I need to stop. I need to give myself some grace, say it's okay to maybe not meet all your goals and to realize that this is not the time and the place. This is the marathon that wasn't. And I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to try again next year, but it's didn't happen this month. So I apologize. It means nothing to reflect on our friendship.
No, but, my gosh. I totally
But I felt so bad. I felt like I was disappointing you.
No, you were not.
Yeah, I did.
No. Oh, no. Because I will never
Yes.
be able to run a marathon. I'm lucky to walk and not trip or fall. So
This is that Catholic guilt brain coming in.
I know, try to fight it.
I know.
Try to fight it.
Yep.
Life happens. And marathons will come and go.
Yep.
And you have to take care of you so that you can maybe consider a future one.
Yes.
And there'll be a lot of future ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I seem to see this a lot with people on
they're
social media.
They're everywhere.
People are doing this. Again, I told you my astonishment is that people do this and they look so happy when they are participating, and especially afterwards.
Well, we're
like
happy
collapsed.
in the photos of in the beginning when we're going across. We're going to do this, and we're happy in the last point too when we're going across the finish line. Look at the photos of us dying between mile 1 and mile 26.
A lot in the middle. You're right. You brought up a really good point. I don't remember seeing a whole lot.
Did I ever talk to you about my famous photo of me running the marathon that was all over the news, all over the country?
No, what the heck
Did I not bring this up whenever we talked
No.
about this? Oh, yeah, the paparazzi. They were loving me.
Oh my gosh.
No, not really. The one marathon that I ran in Las Vegas, you start down at the south end of the strip and you run the length of the Las Vegas strip and you go out into the city and then you come back to where you started. But you line up in order of what you think your finishing time is going to be. So the really fast runners that can run 26.2 miles in like 2 hours, which I don't even know how that's possible. Maybe it's not 2 hours. Maybe it's 3. I don't know. It's stupid fast. So
stupid, and
Stupid
from my
fast.
point of view, yeah, it's stupid.
So
because I can't do it.
Those people were at the very front. Okay,
How come they get to be in the front if they can do that?
because the 10,000 people behind them.
What will slow them up?
No, but like they're going to have to like dodge and weave to get.
Well,
through.
wouldn't that, since they obviously have the ability to do this, wouldn't it make it more challenging for them? They can obviously manage it.
That's true. You're right. We should rethink how this is starting. It's like boarding a plane. How do you board the plane? Do you board from front to back to front, middle to what? It's the same thing, I guess.
Right, front to back. That's about the marathon I'm involved in. Chrissy. Sorry. I'm really trying to connect with you on that level, man.
Okay. So where was I?
No, you were talking about how they put the people up front and people back.
So anyways, if you're like a 4-hour marathon runner, then you're going to be next. And if you're a 4.5 hour, you're next, and 5 hour, and so on and so forth. Okay. And most of these marathons have a cutoff of 6 hours.
So you mean if you're in the 7-8 hour range, they tell you get the hell out of here.
If you don't make checkpoints on the course by getting to certain points, they pull you off the course.
This sounds like humiliation, one after another.
It's going back to that weigh-in episode where they weigh you in front of everyone. Yeah. If you don't make it to the checkpoint to this place at a certain time, they'll pull you off the course. Yeah.
There's
some of them.
For me to never consider doing this.
We're lining up, at 6 a.m. on the Las Vegas Strip, and I'm finding my spot where I think I'm gonna, be at. And I notice that there's like all this paparazzi. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like looking around. Well, here I see who they're really there for.
Who was that?
So there was a TV show about a beautiful woman who had 6 children at one time.
Brady Bunch?
No. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name, but...
Well, can you tell me the actress?
No, it's not an actress. It's a reality TV show about this family, and they had 2 children, and they got pregnant again, but they ended up being sextuplets.
Oh, is that John and Kate plus 8?
Oh, see, I didn't know if I can say that. Can I say it, John? Sure. Okay, so John and Kate, so Kate Gosselin. I loved the show. I was a huge Kate Gosselin fan. She was running the marathon. And she was like right next, like we were practically shoulder to shoulder.
Okay.
So as the marathon starts and we start running and we're doing running, I'm like right with her. And so there's all the paparazzi like riding these little mopeds, and you got the person driving the moped, and then sitting butt to butt facing the other way is the paparazzi guy with the camera facing backwards so that they could get video and pictures and stuff. So for like the first 2 miles, there's all these.
I thought we put an end to that shenanigans with this paparazzi after they made Diana's car crash.
No.
And why is Kate Gosselin getting the same type of press as a princess?
Because she was.
At that point in
At
time.
that point in time, this is big. Yeah. So anyways.
I don't.
So.
It wasn't until Octomom that they kind
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, Octomom ruined it. So the next morning, all on the tabloids was pictures of Kate Gosselin running in the Las Vegas Marathon. And if you look, I'll find the picture. You will see this picture of Kate Gosselin, and right behind, like I'm like right there behind, there's me running. And it just so happened that photo is what went like on all the like the digital news feeds. So like my sister here the next morning was like, you're on my news feed. Like I opened up my computer to read my Yahoo Mail and you're like right there on it. So I always say that was my 5 minutes of fame.
Well, that is actually really cool and a great way to be able to document something you did in a moment in time.
Yes.
But I didn't watch that
Kerry,
show.
you're so humble. They were really filming you. They weren't.
Yeah,
you know.
they were looking for the next new thing. It wasn't her. She was old.
They
news
needed
by then.
another new reality TV person. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I don't know how we got off onto that, but in my research of trying to deal with this self-guilt and everything about not doing this marathon. I spelled it wrong on the show notes. I put marathon. So
Yeah, we were really excited.
They were really excited. So, but I like my meme therapy.
You do.
I do.
So, yes, share with us. How did you be able to make some peace with yourself?
So how I made peace with myself is there's this one meme, and I actually really like this one. I've used it before. It's on my go-to list. It says, courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try again tomorrow. So I am trying again next year.
Gotcha.
The other one is there is no success without failure and losses. And that is very true, because if we always wanted everything, it wouldn't, you have to have failure in order to have success.
Yes.
So although I may have failed this year in achieving that marathon goal, I'm going to harness that and I'm going to use it for success for next year.
You're looking at it wrong by calling it a failure. It's not. You're redirecting yourself.
Yeah.
You're recalculating your data.
Yeah, there you go. Recalculating. Well, I figure it this way. Both my parents have passed away, so I don't have to worry about losing my parents next year and interrupting my training schedule.
No, I guess not. Well, I think I like my idea better. Recalculate your data.
And then the last one I have, this one's hard to read, printed in light color. Everyone struggles at times and no one is perfect. And it's important to give yourself the grace to love yourself through it. And that is really what I've been trying to tell myself, is to give myself some grace. And giving yourself grace means practicing self-compassion and forgiveness, and allowing yourself to accept imperfections or shortcomings and mistakes without harsh self-criticism. And that is really hard for me. So I keep telling myself, I just need to give myself some grace.
I'll give you a little, it's not a meme, but you're really judging yourself a lot. And you're looking at this as a failure. Take a little page from my book.
What's that?
Go back to judging others. Right away.
Do you see Kate Gosselin there in that photo? And do you see the yellow tank top behind with the dark hair? Because I went through a stage where I dyed my hair brunette in the ponytails.
Why is it I recognize you and I have no idea?
You have no
Kate
idea.
Gosselin
It's because it was all about me.
Yeah, no,
Where's Kate Gosselin?
She's right here. She's
Where?
right here in the black shirt with the pink lettering right in front.
Yeah.
Right in front of me.
She looks like a burn victim. That's a horrible picture.
No, she does not. Don't say that about Kate. Kate's awesome.
When you were going through your dark hair phase, it was really Gargamel created you.
Yeah, where's Smurfette?
Okay, so I will post this.
That's really who that is in the front?
Kate Gosselin. Yeah.
Did she sue the tabloid for that picture?
Oh, Chrissy.
Am I wrong? That's not a good picture of her. From what I can remember.
I think it's a fabulous picture. Don't you crack on my Kate Gosselin.
I'm not cracking on her, and I understand she's working really hard there. I shouldn't make fun of anybody running a damn marathon, but I just really think that's not a great... I had no idea that was her.
I'm trying to see if I can
I saw you right away.
I'm trying to find a better... That one's kind of a cloudy one. I'm trying to see if I have a better one. Yeah, see here? She looks great. Finishing is winning. That was the shirt she had on that day.
Well, that's a way better picture.
Well, that's the
there.
same. It's the same. It's just the other one looked a little grainy because it was a...
Yeah, no, this is a nice picture.
Yeah, see, yeah. So that was my little claim to fame there on the paparazzis.
Nice. I never accidentally stood next to anything that was happening. Probably good, because my thing, it would probably be just some sort of disaster happening, and they'd be like telling you to just like duck down real quick and get out of the way.
So I think when we talked about New Year's resolutions, though, I don't think you really made a New Year's resolution, did you?
No, I used to have like plans to, I'm going to be better this year. Like most people, I'm going to eat healthier, exercise more. Never on my personality. I never thought I should, be a better person or participate in this charity. I'm making up for it now because I really believe in some of the things we are totally
with
on
our
board
Junkies Care initiative.
Yes. And I do support a lot of causes, don't get me wrong. But I mean, some people really take it to that level.
Yeah.
I'm going to volunteer my time to do this for these things that I really believe in. I'm going to make myself a better person. And I think some people, there may be success stories out there with how they do that. But maybe I feel like, should we wait? I always use that as a real negative. Mm-hmm. And I think it sets up other people who might be a little bit like me to sort of have negative experience with that. You're basically using the time prior to that. This day moving forward, I'm going to be better. But now this period of time prior to that, I'm going to be the biggest menace to the world and society and myself. I'm going to... drink maybe a little bit more, have fun because I'm not going to drink after this date or do some other, things that are not great for myself, my body, my spiritual being, all of that. So yeah, I just think pinpointing a date to wait to make positive changes in your life for somebody like me, not everybody, but I'm speaking strictly about how I would use that as a time to be absolutely awful, and then make it in anywhere between 5 and 7 days, and then
that's it.
It would be a failure after that. I mean, just to be honest. So the whole making resolutions or saying I'm going to do this. Yeah, I have to do baby steps. Yeah, I'm way more successful just saying, you know what, I'm just going to make these small little changes and hope that they sort of build on each other.
There you go. Well, there was a good segue because you started mentioning about supporting different organizations. And that was kind of one of the things we did start 2 months ago in August. We started our Junkies Care initiative. And I think it's really good before we close up our show today is to remind everyone that this coming Sunday, September 21st, we will be at Canine Companions in New Albany, Ohio for their Dog Fest. It's a great fundraiser opportunity to learn about Canine Companions and to support them and raise money. So we will be there. So if you are anywhere near the Columbus, New Albany area, heck, you can drive down from Youngstown and Cleveland, about a 2.5 hour drive. You can drive up from Cincinnati. You can drive over from Pittsburgh. Hey, it's a doable drive, and it's a great city to go hang out in. But if you come on Sunday, September 21st, Chrissy and I will be there. Dysfunction Junkies is a sponsor for the event, and we can't wait to meet anybody and everybody out there. We can't wait to see the dogs. We can't wait to learn more about Canine Companions. You can learn all about this by going to our website, dysfunctionjunkiespodcast.com, and learn all about that. Plus, we're trying to raise some money. We'd like to raise $500 for the event, and you can go on our website and make a donation if you'd like. But we hope to see you all there. So
yes, definitely.
All righty, everybody. Well, if you want to share also about your New Year's resolutions, whether you've succeeded or whether you've had to give yourself some grace and say maybe it's not going to happen this year, please let us know on Facebook. We'll put some polls up there too. So.
Yeah, and we also want to, if you have an experience, and we don't want Kerry to too focused on this for too long. No dwelling on it. Is the marathon, you have a way more serious thing that needs addressed with your shoulder.
Yes.
You need to give yourself a pass for the year you've had. I mean, it's good to let everybody know, hey, this isn't going to happen now, but it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
So no judgment.
Thank you.
And no feeling bad about it.
Okay.
Just need to move forward.
Will do. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.